What is up, NFL fans, and welcome back to another episode of For Your Viewing Pleasure. I'm Jeff Hartman, joined by Wesley Coleman, and we're getting you ready for Week 2 of NFL action. Wesley, what's going on? You were down in the Big Easy watching the Saints play last week. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. The game went sort of like I expected, so I wasn't there to think I was watching a Saints victory or anything like that.
Could have been worse.
Could have been worse. I tell you what, the whole week one was kind of weird, though. I think there was a lot of things unexpected. I guess one game kind of went the way people hoped or wanted with the Baltimore Buffalo, and then, you had a great game. The Steelers and Jets decided they weren't going to play defense; they were just going to, do offensive things. That was kind of fun.
But that was unexpected. Like, we expected fireworks with Bills, Buffalo, and Baltimore, but we didn't expect it with Pittsburgh and New York scoring over 60 combined points. Yeah, I didn't see that coming either, but we're getting you ready for Week 2. There's a lot of good matchups in this game, a lot of good games to keep your eye on. And as we always do with this podcast, we start with the primetime games. Thursday night is going to be a good one. Washington Commanders go to Lambeau Field. Green Bay Packers. Both teams want to know. Commanders coming off a win over the Giants. They looked a little rusty, as a lot of teams did. The Packers, though, I thought they put their foot on the accelerator early. That game against Detroit was not as close as the score might indicate, in my opinion. I thought they looked very good. What do you think about this Thursday night game?
Yeah, I agree. This first week, I'm trying not to read too much in the first week because it looked like a bad first week, and I'm not sure of watching that game if I thought Green Bay looked that good or Detroit really looked that bad for most of it. And I think games were weird this week. So, outside of a couple of games, I'm kind of looking at Week 2 as Week 1. I'm not trying to be influenced by what I saw in Week 1 and some of this. I think this will be a good, interesting game. Being in Green Bay, it's going to be exciting for the Packers starting the couple of games at home.
Well, with both of these teams looking to be NFC contenders in terms of playoffs, this is going to have some significance to it. Right now, the Green Bay Packers are giving 3.5 points at home against that Commanders team. And the Commanders, again, I don't know. Again, Week 1 is Week 1. We talked about it last week. You mentioned last year, what was it? The Saints scored 90 points in 2 weeks or something
91
crazy.
points in the first 2 weeks, the second most in the history of the NFL.
And we know how that played out. No, that's not a jab. That's
I don't think
we know how it all played out.
I was at both of those 2 games and was sitting next to people who were booking hotels for the Super Bowl.
Were you one of them?
I was sitting next to somebody and they had multiple hotel rooms. One of them may have had my name. I don't know. It's a long time ago.
We'll just leave it at that. All right, let's go to our next primetime game, which is obviously Sunday night. The Falcons go to the Minnesota Vikings. They go to Minneapolis. This is an interesting game. The Falcons lose their home opener, or the season opener. The Vikings win on Monday Night Football over Caleb Williams and the Bears. The Vikings are giving 4.5 points here. What do you think about this game? This is odd to me.
It seems like a lot of points considering for me because, yes, Minnesota wins that game, but J.J. McCarthy did not look good.
But you can't take away the plays he did make. He didn't look good. He looked like a rookie. But still, I understand what you're saying, but you have to give him a little credit, right?
I guess, but 143 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 3 sacks. That's not.
That was a pick six too, by the way. It added to points to the other team, so we got to throw that caveat in.
Again, it is his first game. It's weird for me doing the rookie thing because I get it. He wasn't playing last year, but he's been around NFL coaches for 15 months. He shouldn't. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. I don't know. I don't think 4.5. I think 4.5 seems like a lot for me.
It does seem like a lot to me. I thought Michael Penix didn't look horrible. It looks like they're starting to figure out ways to get their skill position players the football, like Bijan Robinson. I think I'll talk about this game a little bit later, but the Vikings are going to be must-watch TV for a lot of people. I think it's fascinating because they had the option to potentially bring back Sam Darnold. They had the option to look at other free agent quarterbacks like Daniel Jones, who looked very good in Week 1 for Indianapolis. And they chose to stick with J.J. McCarthy and really only J.J. They put all their eggs into his basket. And we'll see if that gamble is right or if it was wrong. It's good. Vikings back-to-back primetime games is kind of odd, but still. I get it, whatever. And then let's go to Monday night. They finally do it right. I mean, we talked about this last year, how stupid it was that Monday Night Football, they tried to overlap games. It's like, well, why are you doing this? It's like you're eating it's like you're eating the way the ratings. I just don't understand it. We got Buccaneers and Texans at 7 o'clock. This is Eastern time. And then we have Chargers Raiders at 10 p.m. Eastern time. What do you think about Bucs Texans first?
Well, one, I think it's funny that you're saying they did it right when you're going to go to bed when the second game is starting.
Yeah, not watching.
You're not going to watch a single second of it because that's past your bedtime.
I go to bed early, man. I'm not going to lie.
Listen, I like this Bucs Texans. I think the Bucs didn't look as good last week as they could have. But again, I think that's just early season stuff. I actually think the Texans are going to have a pretty decent year this year, This is a good matchup for early in the season. I'm glad that it's a primetime game that we can all focus on.
Yeah. I mean, Texans didn't look great in their week one loss to the Rams. It's going to be interesting. I talked about this team as no one's really talking about it or anything like that. It's just very, very odd. But still, Buccaneers, Texans.
I mean, you say that, but giving up 14 points to that Rams offense also is kind of good. They didn't look good on offense. So this might be another really sub 20 point scoring game. You know, we only had 5 teams last week score 30 points. The entire NFL.
5.
And four of them were playing against each other. And then the other one's the Colts. By the way, nailed it. Daniel Jones.
Yes, you did.
Told you.
You did. I give you credit. Hey, my upset pick was right, too. I took the Raiders over the Patriots on the road. All right, let's talk about the Raiders. They have the Chargers, and that's another. Chargers start both for the first 2 games are divisional matchups. This is going to be in Las Vegas. The Raiders are giving the Chargers are giving 3.5 points here to the Raiders. They looked good. I'll give them credit. They beat the Chiefs, obviously, on Friday in Brazil. What do you think about this game?
This is probably like an early. I mean, most people expected these teams to be 0-1 facing each other right now. If you're just kind of going chalk, I think the Raiders looked good. I think they'll look better. I think that there's things the Chargers are doing good. It's interesting and crazy that they've now they're just going to all of a sudden let Justin Herbert throw the ball instead of running the ball when we knew this was going to be a running offense because that's what Harbaugh does. Maybe they're doing that to confuse people, and this week they'll go back to just being a running offense. This is an interesting, good game. I wish it didn't end at midnight Central Time, but I'll be watching.
It's going to be a good game, and it's hard to believe the AFC West standings heading into week 2. There's only one team without a win, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs. That is wild. It's only 1 week, but the Raiders, Ashton Genty, you called it. He looked great in week 1, yards after contact, just running really tough. But this is going to be a game. Again, I kind of agree with you. It sucks that for those on the East Coast, there's a lot of people like me that I'm not going to stay up and watch this until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Well, we are going to talk about the big primetime, or they're not primetime, but the big matchup of the week. And are the Chiefs going to be 0-2? Well,
let's talk about that next. We always go to must-watch games. Must-watch games are talking about Eagles-Chiefs right off the bat, 4:25. This is a national game. You're going to have, let's hear, who has this game? Is it CBS or Fox?
Fox.
Oh, God, get Tom Brady. Okay, anyways, what do you think about this game?
I mean, I think it's a lot of fun, and, I don't think anybody's going to – who's going to be sad when the Chiefs are 0-2?
I'm not.
I mean, it's just is there going to be a great reckoning of all of the calls they've been getting forever and the stuff that's been going on the last few years? Are they going to start 0-2? Who do they play week 3? I want to look ahead. Are they going to be 0-3? No, I'm just –
I'll look ahead.
But
hell yeah, look ahead.
It's this is a fun matchup. It's great. It's in Kansas City too, so we're gonna see if they can defend Arrowhead. But when's the last time the Chiefs at home were giving up 1.5 or getting 1.5? Eagles are favored by 1.5 in this game.
The Chiefs, and I'm not going to get on a soapbox here. Patrick Mahomes has become one of my least favorite players in the league for a lot of reasons, mainly that cheap shot hit on the defensive back as he was running out of bounds. I thought that was just trash. But anyways, I think the Chiefs offensively, they don't look good. What's the word on Xavier Worthy? What's that injury? Has anyone heard?
I haven't heard. But I think they tried to downplay it.
Well, they tried.
Right after the game.
Looked like he was in a car crash. That was a big...
that's his other team. Okay. Sorry.
Nice.
Were him and Rashee Rice racing?
Okay. Anyways, let's talk about the Eagles. Yeah, they're giving 1.5. What do you think about this game if you were picking it?
I mean, I'm gonna give away the 1.5 and think that the Eagles win this game.
Wow. Yeah, it's hard not to. A total of 46.5. I think this is a tough one. I think the Chiefs probably win this game, though.
Yeah,
there's something down in my belly.
It's not going to surprise me either way.
No.
I like the 1.5. It's going to be a close game.
Yeah. Other than that, must-watch games that you see on the docket that are not prime times. Anything pop with you?
I mean, you're going to tell me that Denver and Indianapolis isn't must-watch right now? I mean, one, we've got to figure out. I mean, this Denver defense is going to be good, but I want to see if Daniel Jones is really good. I want to see. They scored 33 points again against Miami. Looked terrible, but Miami's supposed to have a decent defense.
Yeah,
they put 33 up on them at home. I mean, it's oh no, it was at Indianapolis. That's right. I mean, I'm intrigued by that game. I mean, and it's not crazy to sit there. Listen, the Jets have been a non-story, but they put up a bunch of points on a Pittsburgh defense that we didn't think was going to give up 32 points in the first week, right?
No.
I mean,
they couldn't stop the run to save their lives.
And so, I mean, you've got an interdivisional game. I think that game could get ugly between Buffalo and the Jets and be pretty chippy. And I mean, again, it's two of the teams that scored over 30 points last week facing up against each other.
Yeah. Hey, stranger things have happened for sure. And when you're talking about that, that's in New York. That's at MetLife. So we'll see what that looks like. I'm going to go with Bears-Lions.
Yep.
That's another intriguing game, 1 o'clock time slot for those that are wondering when that game's happening. This is in Detroit, Ford Field. Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson, that team's coming off of their loss on Monday Night Football. Detroit's coming off a loss where, again, I felt like I watched that game. It felt like they were outmatched every phase of the game against the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
And so now everyone's like, well, was their success the last 2 or 3 years solely on their coordinators who are now gone? I don't know. The Detroit Lions, this is a shock.
Those two coordinators both lost, too.
They did. But it's the Ben Johnson revenge game.
Agreed.
Detroit's giving 6.5 points here to the Bears.
It's a lot.
That is a lot. I don't know. Maybe an upset pick. We'll talk about that in a second. But I'm not sure if I'm going to go there. I think the Lions will rebound. But, okay, I don't see any other must-see games on the docket. Do you?
Yeah, nothing that I would be overly excited about.
I agree. So let's talk about upset picks. So last week we were both correct in our upset picks. Is there a game that you're looking at now on the docket? You're like, okay, I'm going to take this as my upset alert.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's right now. It's going to be that Colts game that I mentioned. I think that Denver's still figuring it out. I don't know if Denver's offense is going to be able to score enough points. They put 20 up on what's not a good Titans team, which wasn't good. It was at Denver too. I see this as an upset for me. I have Denver's on the road giving up 2.5 points. And I'll take the Colts to win outright in that game.
You're taking the home dog. I like it. I'm going to go Sunday Night Football. Minnesota Vikings are giving 4.5 points to the Atlanta Falcons. I'm going to take the Falcons getting 4.5. Do they win outright? Maybe not, but 4.5 is a lot of points. J.J. McCarthy, while he has that moxie, as people like to say, the it factor, he did bring him back. I cannot get the first half out of my brain in terms of how awful he looked. And so I'm going to have to wait and see. I think Michael Penix and that Falcons offense is starting to kind of find their groove, even though they lost their first week. What do you think about that game?
Yeah, I would probably lean towards Atlanta at least covering. I think it'll be a close game. Another one that I'll throw in that's kind of surprising, though, just real quick, is that San Francisco is favored by 7 on the road in New Orleans. Brock Purdy's hurt. Not sure if he's going to play. George Kittle's definitely out. It's now down to 4.5.
4.5.
So San Francisco's on the road in New Orleans getting 4.5 or giving up 4.5. And then it's just kind of it's an ugly line. And also that line, the betting on it has been taken down on multiple sites. They're not even letting you bet the 4.5 right now.
Really?
Yeah, I had 2 different people text me this morning saying they were trying to bet on the game and couldn't even make a bet on it.
That's interesting. And then that's again, when we get later in the week, you know more about the injury, what the injury designations are, all that stuff. Hey, real quick, have you looked at the cheapest ticket? What is that this week?
This week it is Los Angeles at Tennessee at $51 per ticket.
Los Angeles.
Expensive, Chicago at Detroit at $287, which Detroit's holding strong on their ticket prices.
Tennessee, and then man, Nashville not going to games. Okay, what about a sneaky good game? A game that's on the docket, not many people are going to talk about, that could turn into something that is really entertaining. I would say last week, some would say the Jets and Steelers was a sneaky good game because there were other games that were more high profile. There were narratives, there were storylines, but turned into a really exciting football game. Any of the games on the docket raise some flags for you?
Yeah, Jaguars, Bengals. You got Jacksonville scoring 26 points. You got Cincinnati scoring only 17. Like, is Cincinnati's offense going to figure it out? I'm telling you right now, Cincinnati would rather win ugly than score a whole bunch of points and lose like they normally do. But this is kind of interesting. It's real early in, Cincinnati's in a division where they can't give away wins that they should have, and Jacksonville is kind of in a spot where they could start. You're talking about real early. That division could get ugly depending on them or the Texans, one of them running away with it. So I think it's a big early game, and I think it's a good matchup because Jacksonville looks like they're going to run the ball. Have no idea if Cincinnati can tackle running backs. It'll be interesting.
For me, I look at this game, and there's something about when I feel like a player is playing for his career, and I think we have that in Giants at Cowboys. I think Russell Wilson is playing for his career, not his season.
You think he's for sure starting?
Oh, Dave Ball said he was starting. You think he's going to change that?
Man, I don't know. It's a lot of drama when it comes out of saying that the coach has asked ownership if he can make a quarterback change and then doesn't make it.
If he is starting, this is a career game.
Yeah. He will not get signed anywhere else to be any kind of veteran backup or anything like that.
He's going to turn into I'm waiting on my couch in case there's an injury and someone says, Russ, can you still throw the ball? Yes, I can. I'm going to go in and fill in. That's what he would turn into if he doesn't have it here. It's only a matter of time until this job gets moved over to Jackson Dart. And so I think a sneaky, interesting game. Do I think the Cowboys are going to win? Yes, I do. Do I think it's going to be closer than people think? The Cowboys played, I thought, way above their heads on Thursday night last week in the kickoff game. I don't think they're that good. I think they're just, again, they played out of their mind, so to speak. So I'm going to go Giants-Cowboys as a sneaky good game. What are your thoughts on that one?
I think I hate it, but I think the Cowboys are better than anybody's giving them credit for.
Well, I think their offense is. I think their defense is not very good.
Well, yeah, I think they'll just be better than we think. After watching Week 1, do you question at all that the fact that Russell Wilson played so many games at starting quarterback over Justin Fields last year?
Oh, there were times last year I questioned.
I know you did, but like after were you like, see?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, especially when you see Justin Fields actually being given a little bit of leeway in New York, and they build an offense that's kind of built around his skill set. Yeah, I have a lot of questions.
Yep, good
Not question. A lot of answers, unfortunately.
No answers.
So, all right, let's go to You Can Only Watch One. This is a tough one because we have a good primetime slate. You have that 4:25 kickoff, Chiefs and Eagles. If you can only watch one game, where are you going?
It's that Eagles Chiefs game for sure.
Yeah,
I can't miss that game. No matter who wins or loses, I want to watch that game because you're looking at somebody who's definitely playing in the NFC or AFC championship game in that game.
I agree. There's no other place I think that you can go with this game. I think really it boils down to, I mean, yeah, you could say like Chargers Raiders is going to be fun, and I think it's going to be entertaining. It's going to be competitive, but I don't think it's the game of the week. I would say if anything is going to contend, it's Commanders Packers on Thursday night. Like that's going to be a good game. That's going to be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one. I really hope that Washington kind of fixes the rust that was there in Week 1, and we get to see a real Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin kind of connection.
Now you already alluded to this as we go to the dud of the week. Rams-Titans is the cheapest ticket of the week, which normally tells you that this could be the worst game of the week. You seem like there's some other games that might be worse. What do you think?
I think there's two others that are worse.
Okay.
One, that New England-Miami, that's you could not get me to watch that. And like McCarthy is one. Not McCarthy.
McDaniel.
McDaniel is coaching real early in the year for his career. Like that's going to be about the shortest leash you can have after the way that week 1 went.
Rex Ryan's calling him Nerd Boy on ESPN.
I mean, but it's San Francisco, New Orleans. The only thing intriguing about that game is, was Brock Purdy throwing to George Kittle and all that kind of stuff. And I guess if Christian McCaffrey can stay healthy for 2 games in a row. But that game, it gets down to like the over-under is now 40.5 on that game. That's an ugly over-under for an NFL game. When you speak.
Yeah, in case anyone's wondering, like in my mind, when I'm looking at dud of the week, what is the criteria? The first thing, like I can't say that division games are always like it's really tough to have a divisional game be a dud.
Right.
But so I'm looking for non-divisional games that have just no juice. And I say no juice. There's not a lot of quality players playing in the game. There's also not a lot of storylines and narratives surrounding the game. So I'm going to go with Panthers Cardinals. I mean, why should I why? This is my question. Why should I watch this game? I don't like the Panthers and I don't like the Cardinals. So if I have options, which that's at the 4:05 time, like there's going to be so few people that watch that game. It's going to be ridiculous. But that's the dud of the week for me.
The Panthers are drafting a quarterback next year. Like Bryce Young's not it. That's a terrible situation they put themselves in with. You trade DJ Moore, you get rid of Brian Burns, you draft a guy who can't play quarterback. It's pretty awful in that sense. Let me ask you this just real quick. You could call a dud being a game that has like the biggest spread. Yeah. Like Baltimore's favored by 12.5 at Cleveland, but like Cleveland just lost 17-16 to Cincinnati, who's a great offense. Like, was the Cincinnati offense off, or does Baltimore beat Cleveland by 12.5? Like, is that?
Yeah, I mean, I've got 10.5 in front of me, so like the lines are definitely varying. The total at 44.5. This is where week 1, like if you're a gambler, I'm not. If you're a gambler, like gambling in the early stages of college and NFL football are just land. It's like a minefield, man. You just don't know where you're going to step. I would say that the Ravens will beat them by that much because I think they are much better. I think Cleveland plays Joe Burrow and the Bengals extremely well in Cleveland. They always have. They always will. But the Browns also are a team that can go into Baltimore and beat the Ravens. They have done that. Jameis Winston did that last year.
Mm-hmm.
So that of course, right when I just say like I think they will, I then talk about how they won't. I don't know. To me, that's why it's not a dud of the week, though, because there's some intrigue there.
No, I think there is. I'm saying you would see the big spread and go, "Oh, I shouldn't even watch this game. It's just going to be a blowout." I don't know if it's going to be that. The one thing that's got me going is that Baltimore losing the way they did to Buffalo. Oh, yeah. I think Baltimore's going to try and put up 50 if they can. Like they won't. They've got to try and make a statement that.
Well, I think if the statement is to be made, it's can the defense shut out the Browns?
I don't know.
That's the concern. It's like with Pittsburgh. You're like, oh, man, they scored 34. Are they going to put up 34 against Seattle this week? I'm not expecting it, but I'm more concerned about the defense that gave up 32 to the Jets last week. Can they stop the run? Can they not be a sieve when it comes to every aspect of the game until it gets to crunch time? I think the Ravens want to prove a point on defense more than they do on offense. But again, that comes down to, are they going to cover that spread? 10.5, 12.5, doesn't matter. That's a big spread. That's a lot
over under 44.5 and 12.5, you're talking about a 27-13 game, 27-14 game?
I could see it.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco going back to Baltimore.
It would be so
there
fun.
You go.
It would be
Story
so awesome.
I would love it. I would freaking love it.
Baltimore's right up there with the Chiefs of a team. I don't mind watching them lose.
What do you think about the Lamar Jackson shoving incident?
I mean, if you don't want to be touched by the fans, don't go over there by the fans.
I see that.
Like you've got 130 yards of other places that you can be with the sideline and all that. Like, don't go walk right next to the wall of the fans if you don't want people to touch you. I mean,
well, what is my question for you too is what did you think about Spitgate on Thursday night? It seems like so long ago that Jalen Carter doesn't even play a snap, and then there's like the second spitter, and it reminds me of the Seinfeld episode with the magic loogie. What did you think about that and how that broke down?
I think that when you're telling the truth about something and you're not guilty, that your statement about it isn't 5 paragraphs long. And Dak Prescott had a story to tell about, everybody knows that I spit. Like, I spit all the time. I'm always spitting. And so I was just spitting, and then he's looking at me, and then I'm like, oh, why are you looking at me? Like, I wouldn't spit on you. I just spit. And, like, it was I mean, it was pretty hilarious. And like,
I didn't see that diatribe from
if
Dak
it would
Prescott.
have cost the Eagles the game, it would have just been hilarious. Like I would love it. So again, I don't want to root for the Cowboys to win, but the Eagles losing doesn't bother me either.
And of course, like that's I don't know, it's such a Philly thing. Like the whole fan base, like they just have that aura about them that they are like that type of person that I'm going to spit on you. But anyways,
that's the thing. There's no story with that. He clearly spit on Dak Prescott's chest, which is no matter what he did is stupid. Like what are you doing? And it's like, and the referee's in the background, like he's there, like you have to see the guy that's a foot shorter than everybody else wearing black and white with a whistle. Like he didn't like, he snuck up on me. I didn't know he was going to see me spit on you. Like, what are you doing?
I mean, in my life, I'm 42 years old. I don't think anyone's ever done anything to me that I would have the urge to want to spit on someone. That is like the ultimate sign of disrespect. I don't think, and I've played sports. None of it. I can't speak for you.
I'm 46 and no comment.
Oh, you spit on somebody. I cannot believe you spit on somebody. Why would you spit on somebody?
If I was ever going to spit on somebody, it would not be on their chest. I'm going to spit on their face and make sure that I'm getting the full money's worth and letting them know that what they did is not okay.
I can't believe you spit on somebody.
I allegedly.
I want a written statement before next week. I want a written statement. All right, this has been a good show. A lot of fun as always. Wesley, tell everyone where they can find your Saints stuff.
You can find me on X at @WhoDatWesley13. I'm on the Dome Patrol podcast on all your streaming platforms. You can talk to us on Dome Patrol on X at Dome Patrol PCast. Jeff, where can we find you and your Steelers coverage?
You can find me at the Steel Curtain Network. Wherever you get your podcasts, search Steel Curtain Network. You can also find us on SteelCurtainNetwork.com, on Twitter at jhartman, HARTMAN_PIT. That's a wrap. Wesley, thanks for your time, man. We'll talk next week, week 3. Gosh, it's going by quick. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, man.